Hello and welcome to another Dune Lore video in preparation for Denis Villeneuve's Dune adaptation coming out hopefully soon. Today we will briefly be going over a key group in the story of Dune known as the Bene Gesserit. We will be discussing their origins, their goals, and abilities specific to their order. Due to a lack of imagery for Dune beyond the 1984 film and various fan art, this video will primarily show footage from the David Lynch version of Dune. So without further ado, let us begin. The Bene Gesserit Sisterhood is a matriarchal order whose origins trace all the way back to the Butlerian Jihad, where humanity revolted against all thinking machines. The turmoil of this period allowed for their rise to power as well as their influence in political matters. The Bene Gesserit were capable of controlling every muscle and nerve in their body, which was referred to as the disciplines of prana and bindu, prana being related to nerves and bindu being related to muscles. Because of this training, the Bene Gesserit were also capable of various abilities such as the voice, which had the ability to influence people directly. They also had the ability of sensing the truth, as well as the weirding way, which was a hand-to-hand form of combat, as well as fertility control, which was integral to their breeding program, which I will discuss later on. What are referred to as Reverend Mothers are Bene Gesserit who have gone through what is called the spice agony and survived. Spice agony was a very dangerous ritual that utilized awareness spectrum narcotics. And specifically, what they used was called the water of life, which is a liquid exhalation of a sandworm of Arrakis produced at the moment of its death when drowning in water. If a Bene Gesserit survived this process, utilizing internal organic chemical control, something called other memory would enter her awareness, which are all the memories of her ancestors, which would give one immense knowledge and power. And a physical result of this ritual were the eyes turning completely blue. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a major aspect to this order's history is its breeding program, which was to produce what is known as the Kwisatz Haderach. This is a male Reverend Mother, a super being, a messiah-like figure, the one who could be many places at once. This entire program was crafted in order to unlock the genetic memory of man, which was inaccessible to female Bene Gesserit. And before Paul Atreides, no male had survived drinking the water of life. Paul Atreides' mother, Lady Jessica, was a Bene Gesserit who was supposed to have borne a daughter to Duke Leto Atreides. However, she chose to bear him a son, causing the breeding program to fall into turmoil. Now beyond this, the Bene Gesserit also made extensive use of something called the Gom Jabbar, which was a metacyanine poisoned needle attached to a fingertip. When this test is administered, the needle was held at the neck of the individual, and as we see in Dune, they place the individual's hands into a box which induces great pain. The idea was to test their humanity, as only animals rely on instincts, and humanity should be able to override these instincts with their awareness. When Paul Atreides was tested with the Gom Jabbar, not only did he succeed and pass the test, but he withstood the most pain that had ever been administered before. Now, the structure of the order is Reverend Mother Superior, who maintains ultimate control of the organization. Then there is the Kwisatz Mother, who is in charge of the breeding program and directing it. After this, we have our Reverend Mothers, as explained earlier, who operate as advisors, historians, and authority figures within the order. There are Proctor Superiors, who are in charge of chapter houses, and then there were Truthsayers, who were taught how to invoke the truth trance. And then there are Sisters, who are concubines and potential wives. And at the very bottom is the initiate. So I hope that this has been beneficial and fun to listen to. As I always recommend, read Dune first before you see the movie, because I think it will be a fun experience to go into the upcoming adaptation with some frame of reference. But in the very least, these little quick explainers that don't go too far into the lore should help orient yourself in Herbert's universe. As always, may the spice flow, and AT-AT is signing off.